The renewal notice came exactly 60 days before my lease expired. That alone felt reassuring. No last-minute pressure, no threats. Just an email with a familiar subject line. Lease renewal options available. I opened it on my phone while standing in the kitchen. The apartment was quiet in that late afternoon way. Sunlight slanting across the floor, traffic humming below. I'd lived there 5 years, long enough to know every creak in the hallway, every neighbor's routine. The email offered 3 options: 12 months, 18 months, 24 months. Each came with a rent increase. Higher than usual, but not shocking. Everyone I knew was paying more. I chose 12 months and clicked continue. The page loaded, then refreshed. A message appeared. This option is no longer available. Please select an alternative. I frowned and tapped 18 months. Same message, 24, same. I assumed it was a glitch and closed the page. Later that night, I tried again on my laptop. This time, a 4th option appeared. Month, 2-month renewal, no term length, no stability. The monthly rate was almost double my current rent. I stared at the screen, then checked the building's website. Units similar to mine were listed for less. The next morning, I went down to the leasing office. "Hi," I said. I had a question about my renewal. The woman behind the desk smiled professionally. Her name tag said Marissa. "Sure," she said. "Unit number." I told her. She typed for a moment, nodding slightly. "Yes," she said. "I see your options. Why is month to month so much higher?" I asked. "And why can't I select a fixed term?" She tilted her head. "The system determines availability." "What system?" "Our pricing platform," she said. "It updates dynamically. I've been here 5 years," I said. "I've never missed a payment." "I see that," she said. "Your account is in good standing. Then why can't I renew normally?" She paused. "Sometimes," she said carefully, "the model anticipates changes." "Changes like what?" She smiled again. "Market conditions." I left with no answers. That night, I talked to my neighbor across the hall. He'd lived there longer than me. "They raised mine," he said. "But I still got 12 months. How much?" I asked. He told me a number lower than mine. When I checked again the next day, my options were the same. Month to month, I emailed the property management company. The reply came fast. "Your renewal terms are generated by an automated system based on multiple factors." I asked what factors? Supply, demand, projected turnover, and unit optimization. Unit optimization. I started paying attention after that. The building felt different. Not louder, not dirtier, just transitional. New faces appeared, people with suitcases who didn't unpack much. Short stays, short conversations. My floor changed first. The long-term tenants moved out within a month. Their apartments were renovated quickly. New fixtures, new paint. Rented again at higher prices. I realized something then. They weren't pushing me out. They were waiting for me to leave on my own. The month-to-month rate wasn't meant to be chosen. It was meant to be unbearable. I tried again with the office. "There has to be a mistake," I said. "Units like mine are listed cheaper online." She nodded. "Those are new leases, so I'm being penalized for staying." She didn't answer directly. "The system encourages optimal tenant mix," she said. I laughed once, sharply. "What does that mean?" "It means," she said, lowering her voice slightly, "that sometimes long-term tenants don't align with future pricing strategies. I went home and pulled out my original lease. Read every clause. Nothing illegal. Nothing actionable. The system wasn't breaking rules. It was exploiting them. I considered moving, looked at listings. Everything was expensive. Friends told me to negotiate. So I tried. I sent emails, made calls, asked for a supervisor. Eventually, Someone higher up responded, "We value your tenancy," the email said. However, pricing decisions are data-driven and non-negotiable. Data-driven. That phrase again. The next month, my neighbor moved out. A week later, his unit was relisted for less than my month-to-month rate. Someone moved in almost immediately. Young, temporary, willing to pay. I began to feel like a placeholder, an inefficiency the system hadn't fully resolved yet. My building app updated one morning. New feature, resident engagement score. I hadn't seen it before. No explanation, just a number. Mine was average. When I clicked it, nothing happened. A week later, the number dropped. I asked Marissa about it. Oh, she said, "That's internal." Then why can I see it? She hesitated. "You're not really meant to focus on it. What affects it?" She glanced at her screen. Length of stay, responsiveness, lease flexibility, lease flexibility. That night, I couldn't sleep. I imagined a dashboard somewhere with my name reduced to variables. Years occupied, high. Willingness to relocate, unknown. Revenue potential, declining. I stopped feeling at home in my own apartment. Every noise sounded temporary. Every object felt pre-packed. On the 1st of the next month, my rent auto-drafted at the new rate. It hurt more than I expected. Not just financially, psychologically. It felt like agreeing that I didn't belong. 3 weeks later, I received another email. Updated renewal options available. My chest tightened as I opened it. There was a 12-month option again. The price was still higher than before, but lower than month to month. I almost clicked accept immediately. Then I noticed the date. The lease would end in March, peak moving season. I understood then. They weren't trying to evict me. They were timing me. I went back to the office one last time. "Is there any way to stay long-term?" I asked. Marissa looked genuinely sympathetic. "I wouldn't," she said quietly. "Why not?" She leaned closer. "The system flags units for repositioning," she said. "Once that happens, it doesn't reverse. So no matter what I do, it's already decided," she said. I moved out 2 months later. The day I left, the apartment felt smaller than it ever had, as if it had already adjusted to someone else. A week after I turned in the keys, the unit was listed online. New photos, new name, luxury renovated. The price was nearly triple what I'd originally paid. I realized then that the apartment had never been mine. I was just the most profitable version of me, until I wasn't.